Hello, my name is Reynolds, and I'm going to talk to you today about why the curveball is the most effective pitch in baseball and also how to throw it. For me, I've been playing baseball all my life. It's something that I've invested more into than school by far, and I've also been okay. I've won 2 state championships while playing, won a county finals with my high school, and we've been there 3 straight years. Baseball is something that I feel like I know a little bit about and can talk about. And we're going to start out here with a quote from former Congressman Ben Chandler. "I was planning to be a baseball player until I ran into something called a curveball." That for me is important to just explaining how much a curve can affect somebody in baseball. So a curveball is a pitch that will mostly be used in situations for a strike or a strikeout. And in this, we're going to look at how big the strike zone is compared to a bat. This is a bit high right now. That's just how it is right now. So when you have a bat, this is how much you have. You have less than 10% maybe of the strike zone covered with a bat. And then you also have not the barrel of the bat, which is also in, which if you don't hit it on the barrel, it's not going to go. Right now, we're going to look at the analytics and stats of the curveball and what makes it so useful. So right now we have fastball and curveball speeds, with the fastball being around 92 to 97 in today's MLB, the average, and then the curveball being 75 to 83. You say to yourself, why is it so hard to hit a curveball? It's 17 miles an hour slower. Shouldn't it be easier to hit? Absolutely not. You have to throw all of that easy to hit stuff out when you take into account how the pitch moves. You're going to see pitchers like Clayton Kershaw, who are the most dominant pitchers in baseball because they have a good curve and they know how to control it. So Clayton Kershaw here has a 2,300 revolutions per minute, which is, it's not one of the highest whatsoever. It's pretty low tier spin rate for a curveball in today's MLB, but he's a multiple time Cy Young winner. He's one of the best pitchers in today's game and will be going to the Hall of Fame. And then we have Seth Lugo, who is the highest rotation per minute on his curveball, but he's an average MLB pitcher. This is because he doesn't have the control yet, he hasn't developed, or he's just not able to get the control he needs to on that curveball. Analytics have started to take over almost the MLB, with everything basically going down to analytics and stuff beyond what the eye can see and regular stats. This is perfectly explained in the movie Moneyball, in which this is a real life story of how a general manager of a struggling Oakland Athletics team completely used analytics to rebuild a team and bring them a championship. This, in my mind, is huge in how analytics are being performed in today's game, but also why the need for analytics is there. So right now we're going to talk about how to throw a curveball, and this is how I throw mine and why it is also so effective and what makes it effective. So what I throw is, I throw a spike, also known as a Cliff Lee curveball. He's the one who really started doing this, in which you basically push your nail into the seam here and get your middle finger along the seam. What this does, this will create a sweeping motion in which the ball out here will look like it's maybe on the outside to a lefty, and then start coming in and maybe end inside. This is different from a normal curveball in which you have your 2 fingers basically in around the seam. What this does, it causes a drop down, and it's great to strike pitch to drop in the dirt. If you throw an 0-2 pitch in the dirt, there's no harm, no foul. But if you throw an 0-2 pitch with a curve and it hangs, that's where you're going to have trouble. With the curveball, it has such a high ground ball ratio compared to a fastball or any other pitch that it is so huge with people on base and also just being able to try to get outs as you're going along in baseball. So in conclusion, I'm going to go over what the main points of this are. And so, experience. For me, I've playing baseball all my life, and throwing a curveball, it is something that I have harped myself on and focused on. I was never a power pitcher. I was always control and movement. So with this, I always had to manipulate pitches and also find a way to get things done even if they aren't going my way. This is where a curveball came in so huge, because with the different grips, I was able to get different movements. So if they were hitting my fastball, I was able to switch to the curve and basically maneuver around the strike zone using that. And we're gonna go back and look at how much a ball actually is on the bat. We have this. You have to get the ball and the bat aligned perfectly to basically have a chance to do something with the pitch. With the curveball, it's gonna come in so oddly, it's gonna come in at an angle that you have to basically time yourself to make solid contact as much as you can with that while trying to guess the movement. Okay, I hope you learned something and see you in the MLB.